Alright, fair warning y'all before this video starts. This video was made mainly for a high school project, and yes, it might kinda be informative, but it's not really that great in information wise. So don't expect too much from this, please. Please. Alright, go ahead and watch it now! For this assignment, I was asked to make an open-ended question and conduct research on it to answer it. So, let's get started. Why did Germany believe the Allies would not invade France when they did? Well, first, let's start with what events are relevant to my research question. The event that this research question is based on is D-Day. So first, let's start with who were the countries involved in this event? The countries that were involved in this event was Nazi Germany, the Allied forces, with the Allied forces consisting mainly of the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Norway, and Free France, which whom were fighting Nazi Germany to break the control they had over Western Europe and other factors which I will not be getting into much in this video. Next, where and when exactly did these events happen? To begin with, these events took place on the Normandy coast in France on June 6, with the invasion taking place on 5 beaches in Normandy, with each of them having a code name Uta, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword, as shown on the board. This takes me to my question. Why did Germany believe the Allies would not invade France when they did? Well, to put it short, Germany believed that the Allies would not invade France due to the bad weather at the time, and with a fake army campaign deployed at Pas-de-Calais, which convinced them that it was going to happen in Pas-de-Calais. For instance, as stated in this article by Ross as follows, the night of June 5th, a terrible storm was raging along the entire French coast, including the English Channel. The weather was so bad that many of the Nazis' top military commanders, including Rommel, abandoned their posts to visit wives and mistresses in Germany and Paris, showing that Nazi Germany was not anticipating an invasion due to this horrible weather all around the French coast, which made many top military commanders leave their posts, which was the first mistake which led them to losing the war. A quote that proved why Nazi Germany believed they were not going to be invaded throughout the French coast is the quote from an article by Ross stating as follows. Germany chose to double down Nazi defenses along the Calais coast was not only because of its proximity to England, but because Hitler fell hook. The Allies created a dummy army called the 1st U.S. Army Group, FUSAG, commanded by none other than Lieutenant General George Patton. When German spy planes made runs over to southeast England, they saw what looked like the buildup of a massive invasion force. To give a short background to General George Patton, he was known for his brilliantness, aggressiveness, and boldness during war. Before D-Day, he commanded the 2 Corps in Tunisia and led the 7th Army during the invasion of Sicily, so he was a big deal. Alright, back to the quote. Basically, to put it short, the Allied forces created a fake army using inflatable tanks and other military props to trick Nazis into thinking the invasion would be at Pas-de-Calais. For instance, as shown here on the board, props like tanks, planes, boats, etc. tricked the Nazis into thinking the Allied forces had more firepower and were going to be invaded through Calais. Well, that puts the end of my lecture. Here are my works cited on the board that I used for this video. Peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gave you a better understanding of D-Day and how Germany lost the war. Peace. I know I said peace, but like and subscribe!